Welcome back to the Warrior Sports Network. Time for another edition of the Locker Room Report. I'm Brady Beedon, joined by head coach Tyrone Wheatley. Coach, last week Grand Valley came in, and for the first half, your defense battled. It was a close game, and then one crack in the dam, and the waterfall came through. What did you take out of last week's loss to Grand Valley?
Well, one of the biggest things I took out of that is the young guys. We talk about this almost every week. The young guys are very impressive. They're playing hard. They're playing, and I mean, they're doing some great things. And like you said, the crack in the dam and it opens up. We have some guys that are learning and growing through this, and it's just sometimes the game isn't going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. You just have to play through those subsidies and some of those mistakes. But sometimes the guys are trying too hard and they want to be perfect, and that game was one of the games that just would epitomize as, hey, just do your job, don't worry about it, come back to the next one. But they fought hard and they wanted it so bad that they just kept overcompensating and making compounding the interest of bad play after bad play after bad play.
So what was the difference that the defense had a lot of success in the first half that didn't translate to the second half?
Well, once again, a team gets a chance to cycle through their their offense, and say, okay, then they go in and they make some halftime adjustments. They come in and make the halftime adjustments, which wasn't a lot. It was just they just was able to wear down some of the guys, and they did a good job. Grand Valley did a great job of coming back and just hitting the things that they missed early in the first half and just making those adjustments. Whereas we came back offensively, we made the adjustments that we just didn't secure on the defensive side versus Grand Valley to keep our offense on the field.
So, Coach, obviously it's been a tough season so far. I'm sure at every level, playing at Michigan, playing in the NFL, you've had to block out the noise. And now as a head coach, I'm sure you've had to try to pass that on to the kids. How do you keep everything focused and not worry about, what people outside are saying or any of the noise outside of the locker room?
Well, the biggest thing is I've always was told that it's the man in the arena, right? It's the man in the arena. Everyone outside has everything to say, and it's the bird's eye, it's the 10,000-foot view. Well, do this and do this until you actually get inside to understand what it is. You have to grow this thing. And so given time, like I say, these young men, they're growing. They are in it every day. They're coming in, and they're doing the better job of blocking out the noise than most would expect, because here's the greatest thing about these young men. They see the potential. They see the work that needs to be done. They see where they need to go to get to it, and they know what needs to happen. So to them, they're like, hey, they're unwavered, they're unbothered. Now you have some of the older guys and some other guys who are not mentally strong and fit for this. Those are the ones that are bothered, right? Those are the ones that are bothered. So when you talk about the outside noise, it's outside noise, and that's where it needs to be, outside. So, but understand this, it takes a while. It takes a moment to get these things built. And I was just talking to a good friend of mine and also listened to one of his podcasts, Steve Sarkisian. He was like, everybody, has the plan, but can you implement the plan? It's a reason why certain coaches are hired. It's a reason why we're here to do our jobs. And that's what I'm here to do, to continue to do my job. Although some may have the question of what's going on or whatever the case may be, but just understand, it's 3 years. And it's been a long time to get this thing going, but it's been pretty dismal before that as well.
So, Coach, here with head coach Tyrone Wheatley, getting ready for a different Lakers team, Grand Valley to Roosevelt. First time going to Chicago. What can you tell us about this Roosevelt team? It was a team you were able to get the better of last year here at home. What is it going to be this time out west in Chicago?
Well, once again, this team, they love put up points. They can put the points up. They're a non-tempo, up-tempo team. On offense, they're going to spread that ball around. So just trying to figure out who's going to be at the helm as quarterback, that's going to be good. But they have some receivers that can get up and go. Man, these guys catch the ball. They do a great job of yards after contact. They do a great job of creating space, making guys miss, and turning 1 yard into 5. So they do a great job on that end. Defensively, once again, they match us really good on offense. So I think we're pretty comparable in that regard. But we have to be able to stay on the field, sustain drives.
It seems like a team that wants to get into a horse race, that they've given up 60, 70 plus points in a game, but even when they give up a lot, they usually are scoring 20 or 30 themselves. So I have a feeling this is going to be one you might have to cycle through a few guys and be ready to, some of the depth guys might get in a little quicker just from the pace of the game.
Absolutely. It's the platoon. It's the old platoon. Like I say, they're trying to keep, because they stay in tempo so you don't sub, right? But so you have to platoon it and get these guys going. But truly, at the end of the day, like you say, we have to cycle. Some of these guys that's playing and that have not played a lot, they're going to have to play.
All right, Coach, final question for you. What are the keys to going out west and getting a win on what I'm sure is going to be a cold November day in Arlington Heights?
Good football weather, right? Good football weather in Chicago. But the keys to victory will be it's really just sustaining the intensity that we had in our first half against Grand Valley, being able to sustain that throughout the deal, and really just not cracking when things happen. Things are going to happen. Don't crack. Just continue to go. Don't compound the interest of bad plays.
Coach, I appreciate it. Good luck as always, and hopefully we're celebrating a win out in Roosevelt. First trip out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
He's head coach Tyrone Wheatley. I'm Brady Beedon, and you're listening to the Warrior Sports Network.